Hi, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Libby.
And we're both first-year students at Birmingham City University.
This is the Get Ready For Uni podcast, where we talk about our experiences of first year and also give you guys top tips for starting university.
And if you're looking for more tips for starting uni, you can just visit BCU's free Get Ready For Uni hub online. You just need to search Get Ready For Uni on the BCU website.
And make sure to follow BCU on all social media platforms.
Indeed. So, Libby, what are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about making friends in uni. So we're going about our experiences, if we felt nervous, and also giving tips about, what to do, how to approach people, how to make friends, and how it actually works out. So I thought we'd start with our experiences of how we actually made friends.
Okay,
so
yeah,
you can go first.
Oh, okay. So I'd probably say, obviously coming to uni, I was a bit nervous.
Yeah, I was definitely nervous.
Like, I feel like it's definitely one of the things that everyone's scared about. But, everyone just used to say, like, oh, everyone's in the same boat, just do this, just do that. But I feel like saying that it's a lot easier to say than do.
Yeah.
So you definitely kind of need to have, even though you've kind of got to have a backbone to what you're saying, you've also got to be confident in yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. Like, I think I was really nervous about making friends at uni because I thought, if I don't make friends, the social side's kind of, lacking. It's mainly just an academic thing. But I feel like with freshers and stuff, it was really easy. It was much easier than I thought it would be because, as you said, everyone is in the same boat. Like when we did a meetup at the student pub, and everyone was just standing there so nervous. But then, my family told me you just have to throw yourself out there. The worst they can say is no, like, oh, I don't want to be your friend.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, okay. So I remember just being like, hi, I'm Libby. What's your name? What course do you study? Where are you from? I must ask a good 100 people. But then now I'm friends with quite a few of them, but I know them all. And it's like, oh, hi, whatever. And then my flatmates are always like, how do you know them? And I'm like,
yeah.
I threw myself at them during freshers.
That's the same with me. Like, you still see a few familiar faces.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're not necessarily like friends with them, but you're friendly.
Yeah, you're acquaintances.
Exactly, definitely.
But I feel like WhatsApp groups as well. They were really helpful. I mean, for my flat, I didn't join until 12 hours before I moved in. I was a bit stupid, but I had the main WhatsApp group for our accommodation. So people were texting in that a lot. And then I felt like it really helped to make friends because you were like, oh, I've already texted this person, so they must be nice. You did text people before though, didn't you?
No, it was actually really weird because I did message quite a few people, found out who my flat was and stuff. But then also I found people on my course. Yeah. Like, Emily and Tilly.
Oh, you found Emily and Tilly?
Yeah, they were on
that's
the
good.
WhatsApp group chats, and I did not realise until, we were doing our course. And I was like, I kind of know you, but, I don't know where from. And then we clocked that it was from that.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, it's those WhatsApp group chats, they definitely prep yourself for what you're going to get yourself into.
And it's good for making friends because people would just be like, oh, we're in this flat, by the way. We're just having a little meet-up. If anyone wants to come along, this is this flat. So everyone would just kind of, you just go. You're not invited. So it's like, well, it's just free reign for everything really in the first kind of week.
No, exactly. Because I think it was the group chats were still active for at least a good 2 months after we joined uni.
It'd be like, everyone come to this social,
everyone come here. I was still making friends a month and a half in because I remember someone put on the group chat oh, we're doing this. And I was like, okay, may as well go to it. I don't like what they're doing, but I'll do it.
We weren't friends for a few weeks until we started, until a week or two into the course. I didn't realise how close we lived. I know, we're so cute. But another thing as well, I'm quite close to a couple of my flatmates. Only a couple though. I was close with all of them at the start. But I feel like it's always kind of worrying to be like, oh, will I get on with them? Because you think, oh, I'm going to live with them for a good 8-9 months. I have to get along with them. You don't.
Possibly even longer.
Well, yeah, exactly. Even a longer,
stuff. But good for you, Libby. I didn't get on with mine. So coming up to the days before uni, like I say again, the WhatsApp group chats, we were all friendly with each other. We had all planned to do something. And then it came to actually doing it on the first night. And only one person from my flat showed up. So I was sat in my kitchen with my getting ready to go out outfit on, have my drinks and stuff. Just sat there oh, I see how it is then. So luckily I did have friends that I had met in the lift when I was moving in earlier actually.
Yeah.
And so I got their Snapchats and stuff, and invited me. I invited them over to mine, and they were like, "Yeah, sure."
I remember that actually because we were like, oh, are they second years in the other flat? Because they look really set up. Did you like set up a whole party or something like that? Because it looked like really well set, and we were all sat in our living room going, they must be second years. They know how they're doing this.
What do you mean?
Like when you set out your kitchen, everyone was like, there's second years in that flat. We thought you were all second years for ages, so we didn't want to like talk to any of you. We were so nervous. And then we realised you were all first years, and we were like, oh, hi. But I feel like you make friends everywhere, like in the uni, like especially with, I mean, the flat's the most obvious. You want to get on with them the most. But like,
definitely.
Obviously, two of my best friends are my flatmates, which is great. But I feel like we've got something different actually. Ours is our floor. We're more of a floor mates.
Yeah.
Which is really good. But I feel like you don't have to worry much about making friends with your flatmates. It's not the end of the world if you don't get on. You just live civilly. As long as you like clean up after yourself and don't get into arguments, you'll be fine.
No, definitely. You definitely need to have like some etiquette.
Yeah.
Of when you're living at uni, because you don't want to be the person that, you know, doesn't wash up. You don't want to be the person that leaves the kitchen in a mess that's stinking out the flat or something. So you definitely need to like be wary of who your flatmates are.
Yeah.
If you're lucky and get along with all of them, then it's kind of
bonus.
Do whatever you want until someone gets annoyed. But other than that, I'd just say like, you know, if you keep it respectful, you know, just the generic treat others how you
like to be treated. Oh, that's so cute. But I feel like another thing of that, like you make a lot of friends in just the whole broad scheme of uni. Like I'm part of the rugby society as well, so I've made so many friends from that. And then also through our course, we've obviously got our little group there. I feel like throwing yourself out there is probably the best thing to do. Like 100%. My family did tell me, just throw yourself out there. The worst someone can say is, no, I don't want to be your friend. Like, that's literally it. Because you have quite a few friends from different accommodations as well. But like most of our friends are on completely different courses too.
No, I've probably got a friend in each accommodation in Birmingham. So like I'm quite easy to, you know, see around town and stuff.
That doesn't sound right at all. No, you're a social butterfly. I feel like we're both kind of social butterflies. You more than me,
Okay.
But like I do more social things in terms of uni. You're more of a going out social. I'm more of a social groups, if you know what I mean. Because obviously from rugby, I didn't know any of them. I was all alone. I was like, oh my God. My family like, go for it. You've done rugby before. Like, you really want to do this, so go and do it. And I was like, okay.
Even though you said you were terrible.
I am terrible at rugby, but it's not the, you know, skill that counts, even though it is. But it's the social side as well, I think. With me, I went there all by myself, didn't know anyone, and I was like, oh, hi, you know. And you realise everyone's just as nervous as you are. And the girls at rugby were always so welcoming as well. I feel like now that we're going to second year as well, we're going to understand how shy all the first years are. Like, we are going to welcome them as nicely as we got welcomed as well.
No, obvious.
It's like the other day on our course, we met up with some third years as well. They were so nice.
Oh, yeah, because they were all graduating and
it was
stuff.
quite sad.
Like, and I actually put together the social for that, which is really cool.
Yeah, you did actually.
I helped put that together, and all these third years showed up to it and had karaoke and stuff, and we just like spoke to them like we were confident in ourselves because we were doing karaoke.
Yeah, so you have to be confident doing karaoke.
To be quite, like a person to, yeah. And then I remember we were singing, and one of the third years turned around and was like, "Oh, what are you guys doing? Like, do you want to come out with us?" Sure.
Definitely. So now we've got some new friends as well, like through our course as well, even though they've left, which is quite sad. But I feel like if we got in there earlier, it would have been much better.
But like got their Instagrams and stuff as
and
well.
their LinkedIn, because we're so professional.
So that's quite like a good thing to have. But then again, I also feel like there's other ways to make friends as well.
Yeah.
Like, so instead of like in your course or instead of in a society, you could also just make friends by, say, going out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it doesn't matter where you go out, but, you know, it's just like if you see someone that looks, say, a similar age to you.
But hi.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, especially with Freshers Weeks. I mean, there was different wristbands, which was kind of a letdown because then once you've said hello to everyone, you've seen everyone. But when you go out and you meet new people and you do say, oh, someone come here before we go out. Okay, do that. You've met new people. I feel like going out in the first few weeks or just putting yourself out there is the most important thing to do to make friends at uni. Because even though we've now, you know, our kind of group of friends, we've kind of adapted, and, you know, most of us didn't actually meet in freshers. People have met those people through freshers, then they've met us, you know what I mean? So it's really important to actually take advantage of every opportunity you're given to make friends and to socialise at uni, because you don't want to be alone. No one wants to be alone at uni, and making friends is really like the most stapled part. It's so concrete in the uni experience. I feel like if I didn't have like you, because you're my little flat wife, if I didn't have you to cook for every day, then what would I be doing? Lying in bed now my course is over, you know?
I definitely also see it as in, like, when it comes to, say, second year living arrangements, it's just, it makes it a lot easier when you've got, like, friends.
A group of friends. Because, I mean, ours took forever because we have enough friends, but we don't have enough that wanted to live with us. So that was hard. But yeah, I definitely say there's, like, a good few amount of, like, tips that we could use to, like, make friends. Definitely be open-minded, be confident, because I mean everyone's nervous. Like, I was petrified to make friends, and I thought, well, they're probably more nervous than me, so I've got nothing to lose. I know nobody here, so it's like, well, if I embarrass myself, I embarrass myself. It's not like I know them.
No, exactly.
And then, like, you know, just being out there, just putting yourself into situations that maybe you wouldn't at home. You can try everything once. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But yeah, I think that's pretty much our tips for making friends today.
We've actually had some people send their questions in over our social media platforms. So the first one here is, I was planning on living at home for uni, but I don't want to miss out on making friends. Is it possible to still make friends at uni when you commute?
I think this is really a situation of putting yourself out there when you commute, because I have quite a few friends who do commute, one of which is from where I'm from. We went to the same school and that. She doesn't go out that much, but she managed to make her friends through a course and stuff like that. We have another friend, Daisy, of ours,
And
Lauren, yeah, and they all live in the Birmingham area, and they commute to and from, like, home to uni, because I feel like living at home it is a much different situation to living in halls, because obviously through halls I've met all of you guys and I met all my friends. I'm like, oh yeah,
you have a lot more freedom in halls.
People who live with us, they're always so busy, but the people that commute, they're like, yeah, I'll come along. You're like, okay, great.
No,
so like, I feel like we do that with them a lot more. Like, don't ever be afraid to, like, not be invited anywhere. If you put yourself out there in the start, you're more likely to be invited again. And if you make the effort, obviously it goes both ways, but if you make the effort as a commuter, you'll be fine.
I also feel like with the commuters, it's like they obviously have their personal life, like back at home, and then they have their uni life. So they've kind of got it all in one, because they have all the people that they're used to having around. They still have them around. Yeah. But then they've also got this, like, whole brand new set of people, which kind of brings me on to my next thing, where it's like, you know, what if someone didn't commute and they were living away, like both of us? Yeah. And, you know, it's like they've now got kind of their uni life and their personal life.
Oh, so like a new group of friends.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, you know, you're up in this, like, I don't know, town, city, village, wherever you've gone to. Oh, wait, it will be a city, because unis are always in a city. And, you know, they come to this place and it's a whole new life for them.
Yeah. Well, I actually just went and visited my best friend down in Brighton. So I know. So, like, I feel like with obviously I have two completely different groups of friends now. I've got you guys and I've got my friends from home. All of my friends from home, bar like one or two, have gone hours and hours away. I couldn't stand to go that far. I've gone to Birmingham, obviously, BCU. But, you know, I feel like even though it's that far, it's compared to how we were in school, always together 5 days a week, 40 odd weeks a year, it was different at the start. You know, everyone being so far away, not being able to see each other all the time. It was like, oh my God, you feel lost. You feel a bit like, oh my God, where is everyone gone? But at the same time, you're kind of in a little fever dream, like when you're making new friends at uni, because obviously university's a whole new experience. Every day you wake up, you make your own breakfast, you get yourself dressed. Obviously you're meant to do that at 18 anyway, but, you know, when mum's home, who's there to make you breakfast? Her. But, you know, you're doing everything yourself. You're really independent. So you're kind of not thinking about it for a while. And then after a month or so, once you've settled in with your uni friends, you're like, I want my friends at home. You've got to kind of balance it. But I feel like if they're real friends and if you're all that close, you have that real connection, it will be easy. I meet all my friends every few months from home. We went bottomless brunch a few months ago. It was great. And then we went for something to eat, just something simple in our home city. And it was really sweet. And and, no one had, like, any hard feelings. 'Cause obviously, we've all now got new best friends and new friend groups. But it wasn't like anyone was jealous because everyone was in the same boat. It was like, oh, we've all got new friends.
I do definitely have to say that it's like when you're making friends at uni, I think the process of becoming close is sped up a lot more than it would just a generic friendship back at home.
It's proximity, isn't it, really?
It definitely, because it's like, I've got like, Libby's literally, she lives, about
20
10
yards,
steps away from me. So it's like...
I see you all the time. I'm kind of sick of seeing you at this point.
Oh, right then. But so it's definitely like, just because you have so much freedom and you're so close to all your friends, actually close in terms of distance.
Yeah.
It just gives you a lot more things that you can do,
you're experiencing life together as well. You're experiencing this rare, well, it's not very rare, most people do it, but it's this unique experience that you're doing together and you're by yourself. So obviously you're going to click closer than that.
That is really smart, yeah.
It is, I know. I'm so smart. But also then, like, your friends at home, they've done the same thing with their friends. Like, when I went down to see my best friend, literally got back last night, but it was like, you see these friends that you've made and you actually, like, it makes you happy. You're like, oh, I'm so glad that you've made friends, you've done this, because obviously they're much further away than we are. And the experiences, the different kind of lifestyles where you're living, it's so different. But you can tell, you're like, well, she's made good friends because if she gets along with them, I'll get along with them. It's all good. And also mixing friends as well, mixing home. And I brought her down to see, well, she came to see me, but obviously we mixed and we went out bowling, didn't we? And, I'm hoping you liked her.
Yeah,
she loves
really
you.
lovely.
She thinks you're great.
Oh, that's amazing.
But that's the good thing as well, like making friends at uni. Also, if you have trouble doing that, you have other friends that have their friends, and even though it's the worst thing, if you have no friends, you can still find a way to make connections.
Definitely.
There is another question though. How to find a society to join? I read that one.
Make one.
Make one. You want to talk about the society that you've made?
Yeah, we'll give it a little touch.
Go on, give it a little whiz.
So we decided to create a society, based it around our dog, my dog.
Your dog.
That's kind of the story, really. We just want it to be funny.
Ethan worships the ground on which his dog walks. Everything is Pepper Sleuth this, Pepper Sleuth that. So obviously it wouldn't be Pepper Sleuth without a society. So what am I? I'm the treasurer.
Yeah.
I'm the treasurer for the society. So if anyone wants to donate to the Pepper Sleuth Society, it's a good cause. Come join us. I'm the money. But no, on a serious note, I feel like societies are a really good way of making friends.
And there's societies for everything.
There is a society. You can make your own. If you have two or more people, you can make a society.
It's like, and then there's also societies that can fit in with your course, because there's a boy on our course that does he's in the radio society.
Oh, yes.
And we do media, so it's like, we also do radio, but then out of lesson he also
does that as well to adapt his skills. Yeah,
exactly.
There's so many sports ones. They're kind of the main ones, so I'd say society wise.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we do big. I don't really go out to them. I'm a bit too lazy, but I'll start going to them. We do big societies where it's like mainly for charities and stuff. So we'll do say if the cheer squad are doing a social at this club, we'll go to that, or the boys rugby are doing this, the women's rugby are doing this. It's like, and it's quite fun as well, because it's really like we go out and do themes. So it'd be like, oh, let's do red flags. Oh, let's do toga night. Toga night's amazing. It's so good. Or we'll go do pub golf. We'll do something like that. So it's really good in making friends, and also you merge with other societies then, because with sports, obviously they're all connected.
Yeah.
You don't, you're never going to meet these people. I'm friends with a bunch of second and third years now who do completely different courses to me, but through the society we've now become really good friends. Yeah.
That, you can bond over.
Yeah, and there's other societies like there's K-pop societies, there's like business societies. What else is there? Like there's neurodivergent societies as well. So for people who are like personally like similar, that's a really good one.
Yeah, there's a lot of inclusive societies. I'd say
there's the LGBTQ uni boob. That's a good one. And if there is because we went to the Freshers Fair at the start.
Yeah.
They said if there's a society that you'd love to be part of, but it hasn't been made yet, you have every right to make it. So it's a really inclusive way of making friends, and it's also like a separate life to uni. I feel like I have uni, I have my uni friends, and I have rugby as well. So it's like a different. It's just something to do, and you get excited to go see your friends every week. We go travel the country playing games together, then we go out, and it's just like it's a different type of friendship than what you've made, you know, because obviously you're with each other for so long each week. It's just a nice way of making friends, really. But yeah, is there any other questions that you'd like to cover, or do you think we're all done?
I mean, I think that's kind of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say. But if you do have any questions, you can go onto the social media of BCU and send your questions in there, which we will then cover in next week's podcast.
Yep. And if you want any practical guides or tips and tricks on anything to do with the uni life, head over to our website and it will all be set out there for you.
Love
Goodbye.
it.